All right, good morning, everybody. What's up, dude? Yeah, we don't really have a whole lot going on with the small caps today. We've got a few things that look like they could possibly be okay, but we don't have a whole lot. We've got Forza. That's looking pretty good. We've got it going from about $1.68 to 250, just over 250 now. So it's got a decent range to it. It's got some good price action. It's got some good volume. The one thing I'm concerned about is last time we saw Forza running, it when it opened in the market, it was just completely dead. So I'm hoping that's not the case this time around. I'm hoping we see this run because we don't have a lot of options yet today. Snow is another one that popped up on the scanner that looks half decent. It's kind of lost its momentum here as of lately. It's dropping back down to that final support area. I mean, we might see a little bit of support here, 264. I could write that into, but I wouldn't really be banking on something like that. Yeah, I would think if it drops this far, it could probably be dead. Anyways, the range is going from 249 to a high here of 334. So again, we've got a decent range on it. We've got some other stuff. We've got Banda starting to run. I would rather not play this if I don't have to. It's too high on that price range here, but the range on the price, which is somewhat different. I gotta find a different word for that. Is okay. It's going from $14 to 1660 here, so it's not terrible. It's doable. A couple other things popped up. Tizzy popped up. Pets popped up, and so did VNet. They're not looking very good, but some of these tickers end up running on open rather than before, so you never know. As far as indices go, they're not looking too hot. And we won't know about that heat map here for a little bit. It's looking okay. Yeah, indices are down. Heat map's kind of mixed. Yeah, we've got a lot of Fed meetings today, so S&P, ISM factor, or manufacturing, job openings, quits, construction spending, motor vehicle sales. Yeah, there's quite a bit going on today, so I don't know how the market's going to react to all that, but hopefully we see something good out of the market here. We will be opening in a little bit, so let's hope that Forza or Snowa here picks up on open. All right, so we're opening up. Snowa, so far, just about nothing. Forza looking good, though. We could probably try a quick play on Forza. I'm still a little worried about this, but we need to try it. We don't know how long we're going to get momentum for today. So I'd like to get it at 245. I don't know if that's going to happen. We may have to jump in higher. We're probably going to be looking for at least 280 off it if it does start to run, and we're going to be going for probably 230 stop loss. So what we could do with the PTs is we could go, starting off at maybe 265, and then 75, and then maybe 85. Hopefully that kind of alert popped out correctly here. Let's take a look. That would be great if it did. Yeah, you know what? That works. I like the way that turned out. Okay, so I might try and do that more often. Sometimes it's not going to happen like that because obviously it's just not enough time for me to write all that in. Um, Even though it's only a couple extra characters, sometimes that's just too much. Snow at 295. So we're looking pretty good on Snow. It's got some volatility. It's got the volume. It's not looking too bad. So we did drop down to 242 here on Forza. That's a good place to get in. So let's try and get in around there. We're hoping this picks up. Okay, so we're at 251 currently. ENVX. Let's take a look at ENVX. Yeah, it's a major downtrend right now, but this could be a good recovery if we see something off this. We'll have to wait and see on this one. I would like to see how far down it goes, that's for sure. Band still climbing. Yeah, I still don't really want to play Band, but man, it's got the volatility, right? We just went from 16.20 to $18, so we might actually have to play that. So we're almost at 270 here. That means we're past that 265 mark. You could take profits anywhere here. Or we're not past 270, but we're getting there. We're past 265. Snowa looking good here, 298. I'm going to go ahead and open up a trade on Snowa as well. Probably go for about 290, a little lower if you can get it. We're probably going to go for 305. Then we're gonna go for a 315 and then a maybe just a 325. And then we're gonna go for a we'll give it a 280 stop, I think. You know what? 280 is pretty tight. I would actually prefer to give it a 275 stop. That gets us a little bit below this area. So you can give it 15 cents. Obviously, I would prefer to give it less. So if you can catch it on a drop, that would be ideal, but I don't know if that'll happen on Snoa. We seem to be picking up some steam here, and it's looking okay. So, all right, so it's $2.99. We're almost at $3. Looking for 305. Force is still climbing here. Has to beat that that top there of 267. We've got band. Not looking too bad. What about Pets? Pets got a little bit of volume. VNet's heading down. And we've got Tizzy here, not really doing a whole lot. We've got a couple other things that popped up. I kind of want to keep all this open to make sure that we have our options. We got AHG. 77 cents, not bad. We got 60 to 80, so that's a very good range. Very volatile, lots of volume behind it. Price action's looking okay so far, not the best, but I do think I want to try an AHG trade as well. 0.75, oops, AHG, 0.75 if you can. Going for probably, we're going to go for 0.80 and then 0.90. We'll go for 0.85 at that point. 85 and then a 0.90. Dash 0.90. That is hard to do when you're in less than $1. That's hard to wrap your mind around. And then for a stop loss, we're going to go 0.70. We'll give it a 0.72. So give it 3 cents from where you get it. We're at 0.81 so far. You probably had to jump in a little bit higher than 0.75, which should be okay. We're seeing a decent amount of momentum here. So make sure, basically the idea is we're taking profits about 5 cents up from where we get in. So you could have taken, if you got in 0.78, you could have taken profits there at 0.84 or 0.83, something like that. Snoa looking good here. We're hitting that 315, 316 area. So, our first PT was 305, second one's 315. So we're at that second one. We could take some. Forza still kind of struggling here. We didn't see a top out there, or it didn't break that top out. We're back down to the 250 area. We're climbing again, which is looking good right off the 9 EMA. So that's looking fairly bullish. AHG is coming down a little bit. So if you're waiting on your entry, 74 cents, that's pretty much where we want to get in. We were looking at about 75. You could wait for 73 if you were very patient to see if it bounces off VWAP. That would probably be the best entry you could hope for. If it drops past that, you don't want to be touching it. ENVX still dropping. Could be a good short. But again, I haven't looked at the daily chart, so I'm not sure how far down this could possibly go before hitting some support. Snoa coming back down a little bit after hitting 318, so we moved up quite a bit there. Forza all the way back up. We actually did break that high there. We hit 278, not quite 275 yet, but we're still looking pretty bullish on this front. Snoa down. We've got AHG. Looks like it is going to bounce off that 74 cent mark so far. We might see a little bit more of a drop. I'm kind of hoping we see a little bit more of a drop. Maybe we can pick up some more shares, or you can get your entry if you're waiting for 0.73. Band's still looking pretty good. I really don't want to buy into something this high up, but or this high on the price range, but we might have to. We've got like 3 partial open trades, so I'm not too concerned with jumping onto too much here too quickly. TRVG. Okay, TRVG is looking pretty good, going from $1.08 to a high there of $1.20, so we had a nice run right already. GTX. Yep, GTX starting to halt, 635, 637. Got 3 minutes left on this halt, going from 714 to 770. Yeah, it's okay. It's looking okay. Well, actually, it wasn't 740. It was $7. Yeah, it's okay. We might get into something like that. Forza not doing too bad. Still, well, not holding now. We might be coming down for a little bit more of a dip. So with Forza, we're looking at a stop out of 230. So, something like that. Hopefully we don't get that 230 stop out. I would be pretty surprised to see this drop that far down. We're looking pretty decent here on fourth or on Snowa here. Broke into that new high hitting 320. With Snowa, we're looking at about 325 for the next PT, so that's not too bad. I would maybe suggest 324, as that is the resistance area there. Band's climbing some more. We might have to just jump in on Band. Man, I hate playing stocks this big though. So I'm not gonna write down the scale up points on Band, but I am gonna try and get an entry here. So we're probably gonna want to get in around exactly $18. We're gonna go for 22 flat, and then maybe just a $17. That's a little more than 5%, so maybe we'll go 17. Give it 1740. I think that should be fine. We should be safe unless we see this with a major pullback, which I'm hoping we don't see, but I'm not super proficient at playing these larger stocks. Okay, so AHG's back up now. We did see that nasty dip down to 0.70. So with that being said, if you got in 75 or higher, you're stopping out on it. I do think this still looks good off that 20. So we could go ahead with a re-entry. Hopefully you manage to get some profits out around that 83-cent mark. So I am going to go back in on AHG. I'm probably going to try for that 70, I don't know, 72, 73, maybe even 74, say 73-ish. Going to go for point, 76, and then we're going to go for a point 79, then a point 80, maybe 82. Stop loss, or not stop loss, price targets, 0.79, 0.82. Okay, and then for a stop loss, we'll give it that 0.70-ish. This candle is so volatile. This is great. If only I could get that alert out a little faster. Okay, that's AHG. Hopefully you scored a good entry there. You might get a good one here, 70 cents right there. We might get a little lower. 69, 66, 65, 64. I'm taking the 64 entry. We'll just have to redo the whole the trade here, but that was a very nice volatility drop there. We're already back up to 69. Got in 0.64, taking some profit here. This is it's literally, I'm not even gonna bother with the alert because it's going too fast here, but get in 0.64 and you know the drill, take profits 2-3 cents up. And then we'll hold some. We're at 0.71. Could take more here. I took some at 0.69. What's the spread here? Spread's, yeah, it's not great. It's not terrible though. I'm gonna hold off for a little bit. I think I might try it maybe 75 or something to take a little bit more out, or 74 if we don't drop. So where did I get in on the entry? 64 right here. Yeah, so I'm looking at probably a 62 stop. Now volatility could still take us out on this. Just because we got a really good entry doesn't mean that that can't happen. Pets came back a little bit. Band right at that $18 mark now. So if you haven't got quite into Band yet, now it's looking like the time. AHG, yeah, you know what? It's a little iffy, but those bands are coming in. We've got volatility, we've got volume. We just need that price action to work in our favor a little bit here. Snow's heading down. FRZA still holding. I'm not too worried about that. GTA moved all the way up to $8 here after halting at 760. It looks like it's on its way back down. I'm not sure we'll touch that just yet. Yeah, Band holding at this 9 EMA so far, which is nice. Okay, so it's dropping a little bit. We're hoping that stops at that 1740 level. I mean, I got in a little lower, 1790. I'm not going to move that stop though, because I still think that's a relatively fairly large stop, and I don't want to take more risk than I need to. Yeah, AHG drop, yeah. Did you get in on the drop, Alejandro? Snow looks like it's topping out at this 320 area. This could be a solid place to take some more profit off the table. Yeah, like I do think it could possibly move higher. I don't know if it'll happen right this second. 0.71 here on AHG. The volatility kind of makes me want to take more profits here. I'm not convinced that this is going to move up. It looks good though. Like we're seeing some very bullish candles, which is really nice. That's the only reason I haven't taken more at 0.71, which would be the proper place to start to look at a scale up. But even Toro is saying this is going to go up, so hopefully that's the case. I don't expect Toro to be very accurate with sub $1 stocks though, because it's very hard to read price action on this kind of stuff. 0.73, that's probably good enough for me. I'm going to go ahead and look at taking some more profits here. AHG 0.73. Okay. Band did drop down to VWAP, about 1760. It does look like it might reverse here and head back up, which would be optimal. Snowa, yeah, Snowa's still not really doing a whole lot. Not seeing a whole lot of action there. Forza, nasty dip down to that 2045 or 245 area, back up to 260. So, you know what? This is still looking fairly bullish. Tizzy not doing anything. We're going to start closing down things that aren't really moving. Pets. VNet is got some really weird price action. It is climbing. It is bullish, but those candles are very, very hard to read, and it's not giving us a lot to go off of. So I'm really, it's even confusing the bands and everything. Everything looks very confused right now. So I'm gonna leave it open because this might pan out eventually here and start showing us something worth trading. But right now, I can't even tell you how high this is going to go or where it would turn around or anything like that. So I'm not going to bother touching that just yet. GTX could have a possibility. We have ENVX here. It did drop down to about 1080. Nice jump up to 1180. So there's a whole dollar move there, back down to that 1090. Looks like a dead cat bounce. So I'd like to see it break through that last candle there. Maybe hit $12 before I'd consider this maybe turning bullish. Forza 260, Snowa 308, AHG still sitting around that 69, 70 cent range, which isn't terrible. Band is flattening, which isn't like exactly what we want to see right now. I'd like to see some more bullish price action on that. Band still holding. It does look like it is slowly reversing and moving back up, not at a very fast pace though. So unfortunately, maybe we caught this at the end of the move. It's hard to say with something like this, though. We have a couple other things we can look at, too. I don't like the volume or the price action on TRBG, so I think I'm just going to close that down. Yeah, that's an even higher price and worse price action, so I don't like that. We've got MCVT. Better price range, 268 to 315, not bad. Price action still not great. OSW. Yeah, nothing there. I got Ampy. Ampy used to be a stock that would move pretty good, but right now I cannot say that that's the case. So we'll close that down. Okay, so I think we're pretty good with what we got going on here. Bands are turning green. Looks like to me, this looks like it's getting ready to head back down. That's a pretty bearish candle. We've had a bearish candle there, bearish candle there. So, I mean, this is why it's kind of hard to read. And the rest of these are just full candles with really no insight into the direction that could head. So I'm not really liking that. HG is probably going to be a good win here. It does look like it's turning back around. If we can break and hold the VWAP, this could be a really good one. Those candles made you nervous? Yeah, I bet. Loss of rejection at 263. I feel that. Yep. We definitely have some resistance to get through, probably about there. Of course, we need to break the high here. We probably have some support. I think we have some support about there. So I think we're in a pretty good range. I think we're okay with where our stop is. Our stop is really low, so I'm not really worried about that. I am worried about this just not moving though. I don't want to sit here and do nothing all day. Band is not looking too bad. AHG moved up to 0.74, 0.75, 0.76. That could be another area to take some profits at. So we'll say 0.76, somewhere around there. And then, of course, we're probably going to want to take some more at 0.80 if we get there. Forza not looking too great here. Anything new popping up? I kind of want to take a look at BNFT. I closed it down because it looked like an offering or a buyout, but you never know. No, I would have to say I think I'm right on this. Yeah, we're seeing like almost no price movement. We're going from a very bottom here of 1032 to a very high of 1035. Nice movement. Ryan's popping up. Yeah, you know what? I'm not really a fan of the price action or the volume on this either. Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip that one. Yeah, I think that's it for now. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see how these pan out. Band still holding, AHG back to that 0.70 area. Snow, we're still waiting for a breakout on Snowa. I think it's coming. Yeah, Ryan's not really it's not really what I want it to be. The range on it's not bad, 490 to 575, so that's good. The price action is just very hard to read on this one as well. I feel like everything in this market looks very undecided right now, which kind of makes me nervous about taking entries on it. Our pre-market scanner kind of goes nuts like right before close. We could start sifting through some of that, but most of it's going to be garbage. So I'm not really too keen on jumping through all those tickers right now unless we absolutely have nothing to play. Forza back down to the support area. Yeah, this is kind of one of those stocks that it doesn't really move too much. Let's look at the float here. Forza 2.3 million. So you know what? With the amount of volume we're seeing, this could really take off. It's just not doing it yet. So I'm okay with holding on to this for a little while. Band dropping to stop. So, we did have that volatility spike up to 1820. Like I said, this might be one you want to get out around break even if you can. But we didn't really get a whole lot out of this, and this one was looking like it was topping out, so there was not a whole lot going on with that. AHG is moving back up. AMD, nice. I need to pick up some more AMD for my long-term portfolio. What's it? I kind of want to see what it's sitting at since we don't have a whole lot going on. 63. Yeah, it's time for me to average in. I think my average is $80. I think I'm gonna buy some more of it. You know what? We're still in a pretty long-term downtrend here. Maybe not super long-term. We did hit a high there of 162. But you know what? This is looking like you might find some support in this area. This could be the bounce. If not, I mean, you might be going down to 40. I'll probably add a little bit. Snowa reached up higher, or not higher, but reached back up to 319 here. We're seeing some resistance at 319, 320 area. So like I said, taking a little bit off the table at 320. I know even though we took profits around 315, 320 is not that bad. And given the fact that we haven't seen a breakout quite yet, it's okay to start taking some more a little bit sooner. Forza broke down from that support area. I'm not seeing a ton of support. I think that it's riding right on that last area of support before we would start to see a breakdown here, if anything. So we'll have to wait and see on that. AHG is still struggling. It is breaking above that VWAP now, which is nice. I would like to see this hold and start to push towards that 76 level. What else we got? GTX, nasty drop. That's to be expected. The VNet's starting to look like the price action's actually making a little more sense now, which is good. It's starting to even out. This one could be pretty risky to play, though. Snowa finally breaking out a little bit here. We're seeing it as high as 330, so we're going to go ahead and take some profits here. Taking some profits. Snowa, 330-ish. So I'm glad that happened. We finally got to see a little bit of a breakout here on Snowa, and this could be some big news if we can get past 335. So I would like to take some more profit around 340, or maybe just to even keep an eye out for 340 and see what it looks like when it hits it. If it looks like it's weak, take some profit. If it looks pretty strong because we're breaking the high a day, it could be a good idea to hold on a little bit longer. Forza still dropping a little bit. I'd like to see this pick back up from here. We did walk away with a little bit of profit, 243 to 265, but I would like to see some more out of it. IHG coming back down a little bit here, all the way down to that pretty much where it should be bottoming out at 68 cents. GTX, a little bit of a climb. Not a whole lot more going on. 80 for AMD. Yeah, I've got average on my long-term holdings on AMD for $80. Snow is looking good. If we can hold above this support area, that would be great. Doesn't look like it's going to. Cano, we can take a look at Cano for sure. I think I'm gonna keep most of those open. You know what? This one did break. It almost hit $12. We could be seeing this bottoming out then. Bottom band's coming in pretty tight. I'm gonna leave that open for now. Cano, yeah, Cano's looking good here. 330 to almost 4. Pretty good range. Our immediate range is probably looking a little bit slimmer, but honestly, I'm not being too picky today. Any profit is going to be good profit. I think it's a little too high to jump in on though. Sun, we could take a look at Sun for sure. I'm a big fan of this stock over the past couple days. We've made some good money on it. You know what? This is still looking good. In fact, it might even be playable. I think we're due for recovery here. We did have a nasty drop today, right? We saw this going from a high here of about almost 340 down to 220, so a whole dollar drop, which is to be expected. We gained a whole dollar yesterday, so I do think this is a big possibility of heading back up. I'd like to get this on a pullback, maybe sort out these lines a little bit better for the market open here. Although honestly, it's not doing a terrible job with them. It's holding previous levels all right. Oh, you know what? That line was pretty good where it was. Okay. And then we're gonna have some resistance probably there. And that one's still holding nicely. You know what? That one's not looking too bad either. Okay, these lines look good. I think we're good with that. And this one does look like it's got some promise. Same with Cano. I think we're gonna watch these ones as well. Band, I'm gonna keep it open because I think it's got potential to make money, but I just don't really see it. VNet, it's still a little weird to me. Even the volume's just being very strange, so I'm not really too keen on jumping in on this. But from where we saw it around 480, it's not doing too bad. It's at $5. Still at 325. Forza, it's still holding on. AHG is still holding on. We're losing quite a bit of volume here on AHG, so we're hoping that kind of picks up. Sun with a little bit of a dip here. Candle holding nicely so far. I'd like to see it at least down to the 9 EMA, but I do think that this is going to probably hit a bigger pullback here. We will see. Sun back down to the bands here. This could be a decent place right on this 237 area to buy in. Got good volume on it. I know it's not popping up on the scanner yet, but that's probably because it's a loser today, not a gainer, but you can play losers too and make money off it. I'm going to probably close out something here. I don't want to watch all of these things, especially things I'm pretty certain I'm not going to play. I think ENVX is probably one of the ones I won't play. I don't want to play recovery on this after such a large drop. We're going from 16 down to 11. I mean, as a swing trade, this could possibly be a decent one if you know the news behind it and stuff like that. But as a day trade, I'm not really sure I'm going to get much out of it in the first hour. I think that's the thing. I don't know how much I'll get out of that in 30 minutes. Abysmal earnings. Ooh, yeah. It might be justified that drop then, right? I'm not really. If it was really that bad, that could be well deserved $11. We've got AHG making its push here. We just about touched that 76, so not a bad place to take some more off the table. We just pushed to 76. Take profits 0.76. Nice volatility there, and I messed up the tracker. There we go, fixed it. Okay. Cano did drop down to that 9 EMA, so that's something. Sun, I'm not sure what I want to see on this. I'm having a hard time deciphering what I want out of this, whether I want to see a drop or if I want to see it break out. If it breaks out, that shows strength. If it drops, that gives us a good entry, but it shows weakness. So I'm kind of 50-50 on it right now. Snow is not looking too bad. YinPX, I don't know, man. I don't know. This looks like a pretty good consolidation. We're making higher lows, which is definitely good. But there's definitely going to be bag holders that woke up late today. Yeah, that's a tough one. Okay, so Sun is dropping. It's right at that bottom band. We'll see if it goes negative. If it goes negative on MACD, maybe we don't touch it. If it goes and bounces off the 0 line, maybe it'll be bullish and we could take it. Getting real close. AHG is definitely pushing that 0.76. Hopefully we break through and hit 0.80. That would be fantastic. Snow is having a really nice consolidation here. It's not really holding very well with this area of support I've got drawn out, so I think we need to readjust that. I'm thinking that 322, or yeah, about 322 area is probably a little bit more in line with what we're seeing right now. Pre-market doesn't look like it was holding there, but right now the stock is holding there, so we'll use that data instead. Forza, nice little jump. We'll see if that can do anything. Cano, all right, so Cano gave up. That's why I was a little iffy touching it. We were going to see a big pullback. Let's see where this pullback's ending here. Maybe VWAP on the 2-minute, a VWAP on the 5-minute. Yeah, you know what? This could be a VWAP play. 360, maybe 365. We just broke down bearish, but I think it might retrace. I'm gonna jump on Cano here. Cano, so about 365, I guess. I'm gonna aim for about $4 on it with just a 350. I'm gonna give it 355. I really honestly don't think this needs a huge stop loss. I don't think we need to see this drop any further. We might find a little bit of support here. We're probably gonna find some support here. Or resistance, I guess, at this point. And then, of course, we're going to want to break that high right there. Yeah, you might see a little bit there, but I don't think it's going to really matter too much. We're going to see if this bounces. Sun also dropped. Very bearish on that MACD, so this could continue its breakdown today instead. We're going to see. We're going to see if it breaks this low here, what happens when it hits that 220 level. Okay, Cano. Yeah, we're not going to get huge profits out of this. I can almost guarantee it's not going to be big profits. Snow a complete or Sun complete breakdown here from that 220 level. Hitting that last support area 250, and I'm not even sure where that was. That's a mess yesterday. So we do seem to be bouncing back up quite a bit. If there was ever going to be a good entry on this, it looks like it's probably now. Just not convinced it's going to go back up. Band still holding. AHG is not looking bad. Nice consolidation. Volumes picked back up, so we saw a little bit of a lull here, but it didn't hold out too long before it started moving again, which is nice. Snow, we've consolidated long enough. I think it's about time for a breakout. We might have like another 3-4 minutes here before a breakout. Forza, did have a nice jump up to 263 there, then all the way back down to that 248 level. We could look at getting more shares on Forza around 248 to 245, but honestly, yeah, I mean, like, I guess it's kind of worth it if we get back up to 265. It's probably more worth it than half the stocks here today, but I'm kind of putting a lot of my eggs in this AHG basket because it's cheaper and it's moving quite a bit, right? If you can get in 68 cents and bring it up to 80 cents, it's going to be pretty big. Sun showing a reversal signs, but not really seeing it yet. AHG breaking new high here, 0.77. Can't hold it, at least not yet. Forza, good break down there. That's we saw it break a new high though to 276. This thing is very volatile. So 276, I think that hits our other PT, if I am correct, which I'm not entirely convinced I am. Oh, yep, I am. 275 was the next PT, so we hit the next PT, so that's good. We got a little bit more out of that, but it did drop down to the bottom band here, 248. We saw it as low as 241. We did break bearish on this. It's not necessarily the best thing in the world, but you could use this as an opportunity to buy in lower, seeing as how we did hit so high there. I think this was probably an institution cashing out. They might be thinking this is the end of the run for Forza today. Not entirely sure what to do with this. I might pick up more shares though, thinking about it. Volume's been holding pretty steady. We know this is a really low float, so this could go either way. This really could. It could still drop a little bit further, but I'm not convinced it's going to do that either. I do think it might recover. I think I'm going to go for it because we still have quite a few trades to take. RCA, I almost just typed in Forza there. 45. Ideally, I want 255 for the first one, and then we're going to go for 265. And then we're going to go for 275, and then whatever's left, we might get something higher out of it, and then just a 235 stop. So if you can get lower than 245, I mean, great. I wouldn't really be looking to buy into this any lower than 240. If you do, 235 is not going to be great. We have a 235 support area, so I'm actually going to move that stop down to 234. I picked the wrong area for a stop, so I'll make that change. Maybe I'll get a cent better here on entry. Moving stop to 234. So we saw I hit that 245 a couple times. Okay. Cano did take a little bit more drop down to 360. It is on its way back up. We're almost at 370. Yeah, nothing really there. We're almost touching this 80 cent mark on AHG. So 0.79, you're like right up at that 0.80 mark or just under it. So, you know, take some profits. Again, we're up pretty good on this, so you know what, I'm really happy we jumped back in on AHG. I know that first one wasn't like the greatest move, but this one's been pretty fantastic so far. So 375, we can look at taking some profits on Cano. I didn't specify scale out points, but that's going to be one of them. See here, we're still almost everything is red today, so we're doing pretty good for having just a basically red market. Almost at 380 here. AHG passes that 0.80. We hit 0.83. So if you're looking to scale out somewhere here, it's gonna be here, 0.83. Forza 246, 247. You know, we did drop down to 244. If you were patient, maybe got a little bit better. AHG pushing for new highs here. Just hit that high day again, so we need to push past. There we go. Seeing a little bit of a push, 85 cents. We could be going for a pretty good move here. AHG, exactly. It's looking good. This is why my eggs were in this basket. 86 cents. Paper handed it. Yeah. You're getting better. You're getting better. You'll get there. 87, 88. A good place to take some more profits. 88. Gonna go ahead and take some. Taking profits here. 0.90-ish, I would say, because we're almost at 0.90 at this point, right? So it's not a bad place to take a little bit more anywhere around here. 0.89, looking really good. We're up huge on this. Well, let's take a look. Um, 0.64. That's the entry. We're up almost 40% on this. We're up past 40%. 94. Take some more out. We're running out now. Not exactly what I like having to happen, running out of shares, but I guess not necessarily though. It's kind of a good thing when you run out of shares because I guess that means you've basically scaled out as much as you can. You maximized your profit. Forza or Snow is not looking too great here. It is breaking down, which is not exactly what we want to see. We got a 275 stop, so I mean we're way down there, but it's not looking too bad though. Honestly, this looks like a pretty healthy pullback on a 5 minute, so I think we're fine. Forza, on the other hand, on the 5 minute, this does look like a pretty big pullback. It looks like it could go further. I'm thinking we could go down to the 20 on the 5, so we're looking at a 230, 235. Oh, I moved that support level to 234. It was supposed to be 230. Nope, not that line. Let's move that down for a second. 235, and this was supposed to be 234 right there. So Forza, we could get very close to stopping out before we see a good move on that. Snowa, yeah, I mean, it could break down to the 200. AHG, definite winner here, hitting 94 cents. Looks like it could be pushing close to $1. Cano, we did hit 383. Again, we were looking for, 10 cents at a time. We almost hit 385. You could have scaled out there if you wanted to. ENVX not really doing a whole lot yet, so it looks like the price was justified so far. People are not willing to put more money on it. Sun does look like it's coming back. We hit 210, so that's lower than anticipated. It's actually easier if I do this on a 5 minute scale. Yeah, it looks like we're back to yesterday's pre-market levels, really. Not really liking that. We'll see, though. HG with a nasty red, which is honestly I kind of want to see this back down to this support area of 0.80. If we see it at 0.80, I might have to pick up more shares. Actually, I'm almost guaranteeing I'll pick up more shares. All out of Cano shares. There you go, man. Get so nervous on tickers under $1. You know what? Most of the time I'm like that too. I think there's a healthy range though, right? If you're playing things that are sub 30 cents, I think that your stop loss just has to be way too damn tight. And with the kind of momentum we play with, it's almost you're just playing with fire at that point. When you're closer to the 50 to 80 cent range, it's a little bit easier. There's still a good chance that you get stopped out. But there's also a very good chance that you can make decent money off it as well. So it's worth trying to get comfortable playing those types of tickers. And I think that's just going to take some time to get used to. But there's definitely profit to be made. And then when you start to get into things like the 10, 12 to, $20 range, I'll watch them. I might play them. There's things that we've seen run from like $4 to like $40, and I'll play it the whole way up. But it honestly just depends on the ticker. Band's not it for me. It doesn't have the volatility I want to see. ENVX, well, it's just not doing anything either. So, these two tickers are not my jam. So GTX isn't doing anything either. VNet's back to having no price action, so probably not going to play that. Sun, we'll keep it open. This could still have a recovery. We're just going to wait and see on that. AHG is dropping down pretty good here to 83 cents. So the problem with this is we can still only give it about 3 cents, right? So if we get in at 83, our stop loss is going to be 0.80, which is right on support line. So this is a very risky place to enter. It is looking half decent, but you know what? That MACD still pointed down. I still think there's going to be sellers, so I'm gonna wait. I could be shooting myself in the foot here because I only got a little bit of shares left, but we'll have to wait and see. Forza, yeah, like I said, we might be getting close to this 235 support area for a bounce, which our stop is very close to. We can get rid of that old stop. We're very close to it already. We dropped down as low as 237. That could be a good area to bounce from, but I do think we might hit that 235. You ran out of shares when you exited at 0.73. 0.73, what did we get in at? What did we get in at? Oh, 0.64. Well, I mean, if you got in somewhere around 0.64, 0.65, maybe even 0.66, that's still pretty good gains. Obviously, it's not massive or anything, but 0.66, that's not bad. Yeah. Yeah, so you weren't that bad, you know. 0.66 to 0.73 is, you know, still a solid win. HG is really tempting me to buy in here, but I'm going to hold out a little longer. 82, 81, that's not bad. I might take an 81. I'm going to start looking to put out this alert now that we hit 0.80. AHG 0.80. This is very risky because we're jumping in with no confirmation of a turnaround yet, but I want to get a good price on this too. 0.80. We're going to go for 0.83 for the first scale out. We're going to go for 0.83. And then we're going to go 0.86, and then we're going to go 0.89. And then we'll go from there. I don't want to put too many targets in there, and then we'll go for a 0.77 stop loss. And that should save us at least a little bit here. Hopefully we see some bullish price action. Unfortunately, we don't make it down to the next support area, but I don't think that's ever going to be a possibility. So you could stretch your stop, but you're adding a lot of risk if you do that, so it's probably not worth the added risk. I'm happy I waited though and I got that 0.80 because I really wanted to jump in on that, and it would have stopped me out. I would have been salty that I didn't wait for my own entry on that one. Sometimes it works out if you jump in higher, but you know what? Sometimes it doesn't. I didn't actually get the scale out there at 0.84, unfortunately. So I'm looking at 0.83. So this is going to be our first level. Then we're looking at 0.86. And then we're probably looking at 0.89. Could actually probably make these green. That would make more sense. Okay, don't know what I did there. Click the wrong green. All right, so we touched it on this candle. So we know that's the first scale out. Some AHG 0.83. We're seeing a little bit of a drop here. It's not what we want. Let's see what happens here. Cano still, you know what? A little bit of a consolidation. We're breaking into probably a downward wedge. It's not really looking, well, you know what? I could make an argument that it's not necessarily a downward wedge. Not really sure what's going on with this just yet. Looks to me just like it's consolidating. It'll probably make its move at some point soon. We do have FRZA coming back down. So it's holding 237 again, which is not bad. I prefer to hold 237 than 235 because we're very close to a stop out at that point. Sun's still, you know, holding down there. Not necessarily what we want to see. We would like to see the start moving up, but we'll just keep an eye on it for now. We're breaking back above that support area, hopefully, or resistance at this point. SNOA, nice breakout. 323. You know what? We could have been looking for an entry here around 305, but I wasn't exactly convinced we were going to move up from that level. Now, in retrospect, we do have a little bit of support in that 306 area, so that could have been an okay time. HG, nice green candle, lots of volatility there, back up to 0.83. So you got your scale out there if you didn't last time. This doesn't mean it won't stop us out. We could get volatile, yep, back down just like that. So we're very close, but if we played this right, we almost caught the bottom here. Snow, yeah, you know what? Snow is still doing okay. So it broke down, basically touching stop there. It doesn't look like it quite touched, but very, very close to it. Forza, yeah. I don't know about this one. It's breaking down a little bit further than I was hoping it would. HG still holding on. It's finally rolling over. Let's take a look. Are you shorting it? Or are you going long? Short. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it opened. Good call. Yeah, I would say this has a lot better short potential than long potential. I'm very long biased, which is why I was looking at this saying, I don't think I'm going to play it. But as a short, I think that there's probably a pretty good case to be made that this could continue down for quite some time. Snowa reaching back up to 328. Man, this HG might be screwing with us here. We got a bearish candle, we got a bullish candle, we'll probably get another bearish candle after. Spread's not too bad at least. There you go, we got some nice volatility again, back up to 0.81. We just want to hold above that support area, maybe even hold above that 9 EMA. Yeah, I would say if you start to see a breakdown from like 1080 here, it could start rolling over a lot harder. You might find like a little bit of support here at the bottom of 10. And then after 10, you're probably looking at like 850. So I'm assuming it'll have some resistance at 10, and then you might see this drop a lot further. Snowa doing okay. HG, yeah, it's all right. Forza, man, today is slow. I don't think we're even close to 10 trades, but we'll see. Maybe we'll find some afternoon things for me to pick up too, because at this point, it's just brutal. What are we at? We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're at 8 actually. I thought we were a little bit less than that. 8's not that bad then. I can deal with that. HG giving up on us, so we took a little bit of profit, stopping out on the rest. Back on the support line though, this could be another area, but I don't really. I like the market open support here of 75. Yeah, let's see if it holds here. I might actually jump back in on this. I kind of like that drop. What's the next area we'd be looking at though? We're probably looking at. Yeah, there's no real great levels to this. That's the problem. Gonna wait for confirmation of a turnaround and maybe we'll see something. That MACD is pretty overextended down though, and I'm thinking this isn't gonna go down much further. I think I'm gonna jump back in. AHG, 0.74-ish. I would like to get in. Gonna go for 0.77, then 0.81, and then a 0.84, and then a 0.71 stop. I'm taking this because it looks good, but also because we have some trades to fill up by the end of the day here. I'm gonna keep that 0.62 stop because that is our stop from our remainder of the other trade. 0.77. We're doing pretty good here, actually. This moved up very fast, so we can actually start to scale out if you got in at 0.74, even 0.75, 0.77 is not bad. It would make me feel safer. Okay, there we go. 0.78, I'll take it. Since I got in 0.75, I was a little late to the party here. Forza turning around, I guess. Snowa still doing its thing. I still believe in Snowa and Forza. I do think that both of these have a potential. Less on Forza because, well, I can't even say less. It's just every time I've seen this run, it doesn't do a whole lot. But at the same time, the float is so small on this. So you're seeing that breakdown on Ian VX here, right? So I mean, you might see a little bit of support 1050, but you're closer to 10 for the actual support, and then like we said, 850. So that'll be fun to watch. Cano still holding on a little bit here. HG all the way up to 0.79, so we're at our like next scale out basically. Well, no, not really. We got out at 7.8 here, so we got out that high. Probably don't want to take any out at 7.9. You probably wait for 0.8. Honestly, 0.83. But 0.82 is not bad. Could get some out of 0.82 on that, and then maybe 0.85 after that, and then 0.88. Hopefully, you know what, this is looking pretty good. I'm more comfortable with what this is doing now than I was on the last trade anyway. Um, Anything new that we can look at before we get close to the end of the day? Not really. I will reopen Ryam though, because even though the price action wasn't looking good, it was making some gains. Yeah, it hasn't really done a whole lot else. The bottom here, 490 to the top here, 619. It's, yeah, you know what, it's got some gains to it, but honestly, I'm not really seeing a whole lot that I like out of it, so I think that one's probably done. HG trying to push that new high. Got to get past that resistance there. So 0.82 might have some resistance as well. We'll have to wait and see. All right, 0.78, not looking great. Can go back to 370, so that's nice. Sun continues its breakdown, so yeah. Let's take a look. I think we could possibly see this as low as bottom of $2, maybe like 198 or something. We'll see. Nasty red candle and AHG giving back some profit and pushing it all the way back up. Forza still struggling. Snowa still struggling. Oh my god, everything's so slow. Indice is still red. Heat maps red. Futures mostly red. Even bonds are red. Just not a good day in the market. People must be anticipating some bad news on these Fed talks today. Ooh, we will see though. HG with another breakdown, 0.74. Let's see if it stops us out. If it stops us out, we're only walking away with a little bit again. All the good news yesterday, yeah. They saved the bad news for today. It's definitely a possibility. ENVX dropping even more here. The open jobs went up. Is that necessarily a good thing though? Does that mean they created new jobs, or does that mean that they can't fill the jobs that are there because people don't want them? I think there's an argument to be made both ways on that. Maybe it's because we're turning too many people into day traders and they don't need jobs. Cano, yeah, nice consolidation on Cano. I like what it's doing right now. I'm hoping to see a nice pump here. Look at the positivity, yeah. Well, of course he is. If he says something negative and can't turn into a positive, he's going to be in trouble. HG not looking good, breaking down. I'm not really seeing too much in terms of support here. We're seeing a bear flag. And crossing stop. So we're only making a little bit off this trade. I'm actually not sure if we'll even cover fees on that one. I should have scaled out more there. 1.3%, but does that count as a loss? Actually, I don't know. No, it doesn't count as a loss. We just barely scraped by with some profits on that. So I guess that's technically a win. I wouldn't really call that a win, though. I still think that the stock is going to go today. Might hold off a little bit, take the last trade here and a little bit on that. Snowa, not looking bad. Forza still holding on. Cano still looking decent. So we've got a couple things that we're kind of banking on. ENVX still a good short. I think, like I said, $10 resistance and $8.50 resistance. You know, besides that, I think that AHG's got some good potential here to be played again. I don't know what the exact level is going to be. I'm thinking we're probably going to be looking at a 0.68 level, or maybe a 200 EMA bounce, something like that. We'll see. Snowa definitely moving up, so holding on to some of that. Cano still looking decent, 0.75, so we're back at that level. I'm hoping Forza starts moving up here pretty soon because I would like to at least close out a little bit of this trade, not in the negative. Besides that, we'll go over the money board real quick. So we're taking 9 trades. It's showing a loss because one of those trades we haven't closed out anything on, so technically it's red from fees. Oops, did not mean to scroll down. We're sitting at a 78.9% win rate, which is, you know what, pretty good. And it might end up being higher at the end because we still have one more trade to take and we still have to close out that Forza trade, hopefully in the green. But yeah, not looking too bad in terms of that. As far as trade summary goes, 88%. So we're actually on par with yesterday, which is more than I thought we were going to get, to be honest. I thought today looked a hell of a lot worse, so I'm okay with that. It was all AHG, though. Like I said, that's why my eggs are in that basket. AHG paid off pretty big there, and I'm sure it'll probably pay off with the last trade I take on it, too. I just need to find that proper level and jump in and hope for the best, I guess. But yeah, 88%, so we're right on par with yesterday. But that's all for today, guys. Was the best play of the day? Definitely, yeah. I'm going to hop off. Hopefully y'all made some money. Good luck in your afternoon trades. And I guess I'll see you guys when Powell starts talking. And other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, guys.